Hello, Antiv, and hello, Jay. We'll be right with you soon. And Small Town Geek, thank you very much for the luck. Thank you, Sec. Hi, how are you doing? And yep, no problem. Get that lurk on. Hello, 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 everyone. How are we doing today? Welcome to Shop Talk from Griffin Gaming. I'm your host, Brendan Mills, and this is my co-host, Gus the Hutt, also known as...
Yarr, the pirate.
or Ian. Right, so we have a few talking points today. The title of the show is The Newbie Dilemma. So that is going to be one of our talking points. We're also going to be talking about the new releases that have been on sale this week. We have got news about news from the shop. We have got a Q&A session. We have got some more news about Dominion. So they are what we are going to be talking about today. Gus, why don't you say hello?
Hi!
There you go, that's it. Right, let's delve right in. For the people who are listening on the podcast, this is a little bit like radio, so apologies, but you can go onto our Twitch channel to watch a bit of the unboxing we're about to do, but we will try and keep it as audible as possible. But for the people in Twitch land,
we have the perfect faces for radio.
Yes, we do. We have the perfect faces for radio. So for the people in Twitch land, you will be able to see what we've got. And remember, guys, there will be a Q&A session of approximately 2/3 through the show. Please get your questions ready. Up until that point, we won't really respond to anyone on the chat. We have at least 2 questions in the Discord, so if you do want to submit your questions to Discord, please do so throughout the show, or if not, you can just ask during the Q&A session. Right, before we get into the meat of the show, just remember to donate to the community challenge, the big box giveaway number 3, and as soon as that is complete, we will get on with that.
3/4 there, aren't we?
I think we're more than that. It was 3/4 at the beginning yesterday. We're at 86% complete.
Ooh.
They did 11%, I think, yesterday during a 2-hour stream. So I think we're probably going to get up just past 90 today, and hopefully tomorrow it might be completed.
I haven't put anything in.
What are you doing? Saving for a sprue?
What, want a painting handle?
Right. Okay. I'm
halfway there. I've got 10k.
I've forgotten another talking point, but I will say that when we come to it. Right. Okay, let's dive in. So there was a few new releases. I'm not sure if we've got all of them here right now because I think we've sold out of some of them, like the Codex and a few other bits.
The Necromunda things aren't there.
Yeah. So we sold the. They did the new data cards for Adeptus Sororitas. We're not going to open those. Because, you know, the data cards. We've got the Sister Dogmata. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm not sure if we're going to have a good image here, but it's pretty... It looks like a pretty nice unit to paint, to be honest. I haven't really got a lot to say about it. Yourself?
It's just your... It's your pretty standard Sisters of Battle fare. It's a nice model. It's nice. But yeah, there's only so much you can do creatively with power armored nuns.
Nice.
So yeah, it looks different enough to the other character models to mark itself out. If it were in a lineup with all the others, not knowing the name of the different character types, I'd go, what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? So
yeah. So
and why is that different from that?
And another unit that came in a blister pack is the Adeptus Sororitas Palatine. Is that a plasma gun in the hand there?
That is indeed a plasma pistol.
Plasma pistol. So yeah, comes with a plasma pistol. One of my employees purchased...
He's learning the guns.
Yes, I'm learning the guns. One of my employees actually purchased the entire pair team paint set just to get this model, and then within 2 months it was released.
But the rest of us knew that would happen.
Yeah. Right. We've got the Paragon war suits that are released this week. These look pretty cool, to be honest.
Nun dams.
Yeah, these look awesome. I like the fact that the actual nuns are complete. They're almost, what's the word? They're not inside the suit. It's like an exoskeleton, but they're actually still outside of the suit.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're already wearing like a thick layer of armour anyway.
Yeah.
And then they just put another layer on the outside of it.
So what we'll probably do is I'll give Gus a choice in a moment of which box we actually open.
Ooh.
And that box we open, we'll quickly go through what's inside the box, which will probably just be plastic.
I'll be glancing at the chat. I can be influenced.
Okay. And then that box will also be either the second place or third place prize on the next big box giveaway. So there's benefits of choosing which one he opens. Right. Next box we've got is the Celestin Scaricents, whatever they're called.
Sacrosaints.
Sacrosaints. There we go.
Sacrosaints.
There we go.
Celestin Sacrosaints.
Yeah.
Sac croissants.
And they look a
It just
bit.
sounds wrong. Yeah.
They look a bit too much like they should be in the Age of Sigma universe.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the fact that they're hiding guns behind the shield.
Are they?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
They're actually hiding their guns behind the shield.
Oh, I like that. Nice plasma pistols there behind the shields. Oh, ooh, I like. I'll tell you what. This even though I like a black figure, especially if you can do the highlights really well. I'd say that, to be honest, painting models like this, I could really get into.
Well, I've recently been commissioned to paint a Celestine model, which the client wants it painted white, and I was like, "Oh, really? Okay, that'll cost you extra."
More than Val, right?
Yes.
This unit is a character model, so you only have one in an army. I take
Yes.
it, but it looks like
It's named characters.
I like this as well. Like what is that reminding me of? What movie is it where they have the it's like the controls and he's controlling them like that?
On the Matrix. They have those in the Matrix.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's very Matrixy. Or I know he's completely inside, but no. It's just the Matrix one where they're moving.
Yeah.
Cargo
I mean, they
around.
do it in Pacific Rim as well, but it's just sort of mimicking their actions inside.
Yeah, was it? And there's also where Banner is inside the. He can't in Endgame.
Yeah, that's more just a really big suit though.
No, but his arms aren't in it. His arms will be here because of how big it is, right?
You'd think.
You'd think, yeah.
Probably not though.
No. Okay, right. So out of two,
Anatomy makes any difference to comic.
There was some Necromunda releases. I think there was the House of
Faith.
Yes.
House of Faith and the Redemptionist.
And
they're nice models. I like them.
Yeah, we sold out of them.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Because they're so pretty.
I only bought a couple of those in. I bought 5 of each of these in.
Schoolboy era.
I'm still a newbie.
Rookie mistake.
And then we've got a Diachasm box.
Yeah,
The-
Necromunda new releases are.
How'd you say that?
Elthran Soul Raid.
The Elthran Soul Raid.
That's what I'm going with. It's probably wrong, but that's what I'm going with.
So
No. What it is the crab and 4 other models. They released the crab.
They released the crab so everyone can see it,
Released the crabben.
right? And 4 other models.
Yeah.
So that's basically what we had for
The
pre-order this
crab's
week.
all
There was-
anybody cares about.
I think there was a couple other products, but we don't have them here. Right. What are you going to open? Are you going to open up the War Suits or the Sacrosaints?
Ooh. What does chat think?
You have to be quick, guys. I only give you 15 seconds because this is a podcast after all, and we can't have dead air.
No.
1 for the War Suits, 2 for the War Suits,
Yep, that's it.
3 for the War Suits.
Oh.
War Suits it is, guys.
That'll do it.
Right.
I need a thingy. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, he's handing me sharp objects.
Do the other end. It's not sharp. It will just cut through plastic.
Oh, I'll still manage to injure myself. I am uniquely skilled in that.
But Bertie Best just went sacro thingies.
Too late.
You had them in early. Yes, so a little bit of news. Games Workshop are now focusing their orders separately. So for stockists, it used to be we put an order in 1 week, and that we would get one order dispatched with the pre-orders for the week in and your restock orders for that week in.
None of these will be released to the public until Saturday, though.
No, they won't go out of the door. Sorry, they won't get in the hands of people till Saturday. So the reason why we got them in early is because they're so busy in the warehouse now. They've decided to separate the pre-orders from the restocking orders, and we now get 2 deliveries a week. And basically, it means that we get the pre-orders earlier. So it's really cool. It means that we can actually organise ourselves rather than rush on last thing on Thursday or Friday. So yeah, it's really good. And it also means we can do things like unboxing.
Oh, that new box smell. So I'm taking all the whiff out of it.
If people are new to the podcast, please note this is slightly different from a normal stream. We don't call out a lot of the stuff in chat, and we don't interrupt the podcast normally for follows and subscriptions. We might interrupt, but not for follows, because it is a podcast at the end of the day.
If you do have any questions, get yourself into the Discord, where there's a specific thread for Griffin podcast questions.
Can I have the plastic? Can you do that?
Yeah. Okay.
Is there any transfers?
Possibly.
So, while Ian is looking through the build manual and the specs at the back, the rules, is there any?
Not full rules, just the weapon and stat profiles.
Oh, we have a transfer sheet. Right. We have a nice transfer sheet. What have we got on here? So, oh wow, it's actually the full transfer sheet for for most of the units. So, it can be used for Battle Sisters, Celestaints, Canoness, Retributors, Seraphim, Retributor Superior. Right, that's cool. And we've got the Order of...
Someone said it in chat.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Pirates has arrived. Thank you, Big Snow, for that. Was it a code that you told people to say?
No, I was just waiting for someone to mention it.
Thank you. Right. So, Order of Our Lady Martyred. Sorry, it's all in caps. I really find it hard to read caps sometimes. Order of Our Martyred Lady. Order of the Ebon Chalice, Order of the Bloody Rose, Order of the Sacred Rose, Order of the Argent Shroud, Order of the Valarius Heart, Sister Superior, Scripture, vehicle names. Yeah, it's a full transfer sheet for Adeptus Sororitas. So it's
I think that's like a standard transfer sheet. They just throw it in every box.
Yeah, well, it's cool.
Yeah. So I remember I've got so many Tau transfer sheets from so many years. I just stacked them up and I never used any of them.
I do like some of these sprues. I mean, they do look awesome. The detail they put on these sprues now is really good.
They pack them on.
Yeah, I mean, look, that is tight. To find something in this, you're going to be searching for a while. Right, what else?
These things are going to be doing some damage looking at their stat profile.
Yeah?
Yeah. This isn't going to mean a lot to Brendan, but it will to other people. Movement 8, weapon skill 8, Movement 8, weapon skill 3 plus, ballistic skill 3 plus, strength 5, toughness 5, 4 wounds a pop. 4 wounds. 3 attacks, leadership 8, and 2 up armor save. Nice. And I'm going to assume there's some sort of invulnerable with them as well, but it doesn't have the full rules.
Which is something I'll come on to in a bit.
Yeah. As I suppose we do have a copy of the Codex.
No, sold out.
Oh, they're all gone already.
Hold on a second, actually.
We would have a look at that.
Hold on a second, actually. I'm not sure. Paginald, did we sell out of the Codex for the Adeptus?
Yeah, we
Yeah, okay, cool.
No.
So yeah, basically 3 plastic sprues, transfer sheet. I think there are 50mm bases. I think.
Yeah, there will be.
Yeah, and then those. So yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, that box will be given away on the next big box giveaway. So get contributing to the
Yeah.
community challenge. Right. I think we've pretty much done to death this week's new releases. So they look pretty cool. I like those. I do like the Adeptosaurus. I like the black. Their standard paint pattern is something I quite like. Right. Let's go on to our next talking point. This is a bit more involved, this talking point.
I can't get it back in the box.
Yeah. And
There we go. It's in.
we are in a working environment as well, guys, so you will hear people talking in the office. So I can only apologise that we haven't got a proper studio yet. Right. So
Keep it down in the back.
Right. So the newbie dilemma is our next talking point.
Yes.
And this is seriously, I think it's a big issue. The reason why I think it's a big issue is because it's an issue that has affected me. So therefore it must be big because I am big. Right. So the issue I've got with...
I'm bigger than him. Physically.
Okay. Right. The issue I've got with Games Workshop as a whole. Right. The newbie dilemma, is... you don't know what to do. That is essentially it. You don't know what to do at the beginning. There is nothing there to tell you where to start, apart from a magazine and a couple start collecting boxes. Now, I went down the route when I first started selling these products. I opened the Start Collecting 40k magazine. It says, basically, or not Start Collecting, the Getting Started 40k, I think it was called, right?
Yes.
Right. In there, give me a little bit of the lore, a little bit of I think there was a battle report in there, bit of a building guide and painting guide, and a sprue for me to build. Good way to start for one sprue, right? Okay, fantastic. Next, I opened the first strike box. I built the miniatures. I played the first 4 games, and that was pretty much it until within lockdown when I started building some more miniatures, but didn't really know what I was doing. At this point, there's no clubs to go to. I didn't know of many forums or help bits, but at the same time, you shouldn't have to rely on community in order to start playing a game. So, when I basically said for my birthday in October last year, I was asked, what do I want? And I said, right, I really want to get into an army. I didn't know what army to do. I didn't have a clue. I hadn't read the core book purely because when I played First Strike, it gave you everything you needed to play that box. I didn't actually know the core book was as vital, even though it's called core book, I know, guys, come on, was as vital as it is. But I said, right, the Tau army looks cool. I think it looks a bit like Stormtroopers. I'm a fan of Star Wars, but I want to get involved on Games Workshop side of things since I sell it. I just told everyone to buy me Tau Empire stuff. So I got a Start Collecting box, I got a broadside battle suit, I got a hammerhead. They were the 3 boxes that I received for my birthday. And I started building. At this point, I'm opening up the box, I'm getting the build manual out, and it's saying I've got variants. I can put this weapon on here, I can put this support system on here. And I'm like, okay. And I just look at them. I've got the sprue in front of me, and I'm going, well, that looks cool. I'll put that on. And that was basically what I did until I started streaming. And then it actually took quite a few episodes in, and then someone mentioned war gear. I went, what's war gear? Bear in mind, I had read the codex at this point. I had read the codex from cover to cover of all the lore in the background and all the bits at the back. The problem is, when you're looking at the stats tables of the units, it's got like 30 or 40 units in there.
Yep.
As soon as you go through one, you're just blind to the rest of it, and it just means nothing, right? Because if you're new, you don't know what you're looking at. So I just started putting on whatever weapons I wanted. Then someone mentioned war gear, and this is why don't you look at putting that on? Why don't you look at putting this on? And it weren't until that point I was actually this actually at the build phase majorly affects how I want to play the game.
Yes.
So the dilemma is, how do you know how you want to play the game without having played the game? That is essentially the dilemma that I was facing, and I just started imagining how I could play the game. Bearing in mind at this point, I'd only watched like 2 games for about 10 minutes apiece, and none of them were Tau. I wasn't part of many community groups, and like I said, you shouldn't have to be part of a community group to play a new game. So there seems to be a catch-22 here that I don't think can easily be solved. Now,
No.
Ian, why don't you give your opinion on this?
See, I'm at the complete opposite end of the spectrum to Brendan. I've literally been in this hobby for the last 30 years nearly, and I've never really been out of it. I'm at the point now where I'm so ingrained that any kind of starter range or small box with basic rules in and that, it's kind of it just flies completely under my radar, and it doesn't even register because it's not a product for me. I'm well in the hobby, I'm well established, I know a lot about it, and so I don't need the new products. At the same time, these new products are being made by people that are even more ingrained into it. So they've got to try and look at it from their perspective of, they've got to try and imagine what a new person is looking for based on their many, many years of experience of already knowing what they know.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's very difficult when you're that far into it, especially when you're creating like new rules for a new edition.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
It's difficult. But what does a newbie do? Well, how do we get over the problem of I've spent a lot of money on those boxes I mentioned, or I've been gifted those boxes, right? I don't know if I want to do I don't know. Here we go. Perfect example.
Yeah.
The Breacher team or the Fire
team.
Warriors. So the speech. Do you
Breaches or strike teams?
Yeah, breaches or strike teams. It's at the point of build where you need to decide which variant you want to have.
Yes.
And that depends whether you want to have long distance attacks or short or up range, up close.
See now, that's a perfect example, because from my perspective, I've played Tau from pretty much the beginning of Tau existing. Back then, they just had Fire Warriors.
Yeah.
That was it. You just had your Fire Warriors, so that's your basic. That is now what is known as the strike teams.
Yeah.
The Breacher teams was a variant that came later.
Like a conversion kit.
Not even that. They just released a new Fire Warrior kit that could then be built in 2 different ways.
Right. So what we've got now.
So the old kit was just the strike team.
Yeah.
What we now call the strike team. So to me, it's obvious. I know that your strike team is your base unit.
Yeah.
But like you say, as somebody coming into it now that doesn't know, they just look at these 2 very similar units and they're like, I don't know what one to choose.
Yeah.
But obviously from my perspective, because I was there when Breaches didn't exist, and they're now an add-on to the army from my perspective. So it's obvious to me, you just build a strike team, first of all.
And
you build Breaches later.
And if you don't have your codex out in front of you and you're not reading the what the units are made up of, you actually don't realise that you can actually split that box of 10 down into half breacher and half strike team.
Yes, you can.
But you don't know that.
Yes.
As far as you are doing,
a lot of the time you probably wouldn't want to, but once again, you wouldn't know that.
But you can have a unit of 5, is what I mean.
Yes, you can.
So you've got a box of 10 units. The model, you're following the model build guide, and it says if you want to do breach team follows 0.4 to 8. If you want to do strike team, follow points 1 to 4 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. And the Lego builder inside my head says for it from what beginning to end. So I'm building strike team, and then I get to the bit where it's breach team. Like, well, they just look different. Okay.
And then you get those people that take a cursory glance at the actual build instructions, and then they put a breacher's head with a strike team gun.
Yeah.
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 And then don't realise until later on that that's wrong.
Yeah.
But it's all one kit, so it shouldn't.
Yeah. So so that is the dilemma we face, and I don't know if there's. I think Games Workshop needs to address this, especially since over the last 12 months, the sheer volume of newbie players has gone through the roof, and over the last 12 months, they have not had clubs that have been open.
No.
They've not had. Maybe they've gone on Facebook and joined community groups. Maybe they've gone on Discord and stuff like this. Fine. But you will still not know how you are going to play your game until you've played a few games.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the solution here is for a newbie that is coming into it. You could just go with how they look on the box first,
Yeah.
and then go play a game. But that's the thing. These aren't cheap products, guys.
No,
it isn't a case of just suck it and see, and then if you want to change later. Because at this point, you've been told to put it together with plastic glue. I mean, the only solution I say is tell them to put it together with super glue and then snap the weapons off. I mean...
Don't do that.
No, but I mean, how else are you going to do it? Magnetize it? You're a beginner. You're not going to use magnets.
No, yeah.
I don't know what the answer
But
is.
magnetising is very easy once you know how,
Yes.
but it's a very daunting as a
As
new
a
person
beginner.
coming into
Yeah.
it. It's like, oh, that's an added level of complexity that's not in the instructions, so I'm not going to touch that.
I mean, to be honest, some of the instructions are complex enough as it is. I mean, you go for the piranha, it seems like it's an easy build. None of those objects are numbered.
Yeah. Well, that actually leads to a very good point. That if you were to get into the hobby about 10 years ago, from a model kit perspective, the model kits were incredibly simple. Like most kits were like, you have a torso, have a set of legs, you have a head, you have a couple of arms, and you glue those parts together. Self-explanatory. Most of the time, you don't even need to look at the instructions for it.
But because
As
of
time
variance-
has gone on,
Yeah.
as time has gone on, they've added more and more complexity. Now, has it made for better models? Yes. 100%. The models are in the best place that they've ever been in. But you can't get that quality without the level of complexity that they're at.
I can see that. I mean,
Yeah.
we still stock some old models that they're still like what's the grey type plastic called again? Like the light grey plastic, Saint Cast.
Oh, Finecast. It's
Finecast.
resin, yeah.
Finecast. That's I can tell through that. I mean, literally, the Finecast sprues will be literally the whole person. All you have to add on is the arms.
Yeah.
It's literally that.
Yeah. Well, the Finecast, for the most part, most of that line that was all their old metal sculpts
That they've just
and then
turned over.
They just repurposed the molds and
Instead of
poured resin
putting
into
metal in the molds, they're just putting resin.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Right, I'm just going to quickly see what a few people's perspective is. Let's have a look. Jay says, well, I disagree with the podcast point of view. I don't think there is any game, digital or tabletop, where you can be 100% competitive with the first purchase, especially if you don't have anyone explaining what you want to build. I see your point, but I kind of think you're missing my point. You literally...
I don't think that's the point he's trying to make, is about being competitive. It's about just... He wants to know what he's doing from day one. Not necessarily
knowing what I'm doing, but what I don't want to do is build a 500-point army
and then find out it's wrong.
and then find out, hold on a second, I've just spent over £100 here for an army I don't know how to use, didn't know I had to do that, or didn't know I had to play it in this way, how to do another thing. Yes, I understand digital or tabletop, any other games. I'm not talking about other games. I don't play any other tabletop games. If it's digital in terms of like computer games, there's tutorials.
Yeah.
There is not tutorials in this tabletop game. There's your first strike, which is kind of like a tutorial, but it's too specific. I guess I'm trying to say is, for such an expensive hobby, they could put a little bit more effort into checking that newbies, or assisting newbies in their discovery of how to play the game, because I don't believe even the starter boxes, you've got two armies in there. Yes, they introduce you to a bit of the rules, way to play. You can start off with the recruit edition. It's not much expense, but until it explains this specific war gear will do this and it will change your gameplay completely.
Having said that, though, something actually very interesting was actually brought to my attention recently. Now, I don't know how accurate this is, but there was a lot of people that were having this discussion, and they seemed to be adamant that these were the facts. That apparently only about 10% or so of people that actually buy the models actually play the games.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. 90% of people that actually buy the models buy them just for the models. That's it. They buy the models just to build, just to paint, put them on a shelf.
Or build a diorama.
Yeah, and that's it.
No, yeah, fair point.
90% of the sales are literally just people
so
going,
as far as...
this is a cool thing that for me to do in my spare time, do a bit of paint. I made Airfix kits as a kid.
That seems very high percentage. I mean...
It does to me as well, but I'm looking at that from a perspective of the only people I really interact with are
players.
People that play.
Yeah.
But the people that don't play obviously don't interact in those same circles. So it was very interesting to me to find that out.
I know from selling to Games Workshop customers, to my customers, sorry, that are buying Games Workshop, I mean, I would say there's a good percentage on there that just literally buy and paint. It is part of the hobby, especially over lockdown. A lot of those people wouldn't ever have played. So,
I mean, it was like you were saying on last week's podcast about somebody that bought the Rudica the Wolf model, but didn't buy the rest of the thing.
That's right, yeah.
Because in game you can't use one without the other.
That's true.
But in all likelihood, the person that bought that model just bought it because he liked the model.
That's true, yeah. That's a fair point. All right, okay. It would be interesting, everyone, to hear feedback on this. So I'm open to everyone's opinion, no matter what it is. Please, but we won't have the chance to read it through the chat now. Please get onto the Discord, go to the For Griffin discussion page and submit your opinions there. It would be interesting to know what everyone's opinion, or maybe people got solutions out there. I would say that GW, my opinion is, GW need to do more for the people who are giving them a lot of their money. Yeah. Essentially, that is it.
The biggest problem is that if somebody comes to me and asks me how to get into the hobby, then I would literally immediately respond with the question, well, what are you looking to get out of the hobby? And then my answer would be entirely different based on their response.
That's a nice way to do it. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Right, so, yeah, okay. We'll leave that subject there. Like I said, please put your responses into the Discord. That would be very interesting to know. Maybe we'll come back onto this talking point next week with a few of the ideas and replies.
Definitely.
Okay.
It's an ongoing topic and it's prevalent in...
Yeah, I mean, we've been asked it a few times on here, on the streams that I do. Oh, I'm new, what should I get into? And I've even said the Getting Started magazine, I've said the rule book, I've said the codexes, but then I've forgotten they don't know what army they want.
I mean, I started playing Hero Quest, the board game from the late 80s. That was my introduction to this world.
Right. Nice.
So yeah, it was just playing a board game. It was advertised on the telly, and I just went, "Oh, that looks cool," and that was it.
Right. Okay. A little bit of news now, everyone. Got two bits of news. Then we're going to do a Q&A session for a little bit out of the Discord and possibly in the chat, and then we've got the final bit of talking points today, which is Dominion. So, two bits of news. Well, we've got to pat ourselves on the back, I think. This is episode number 6, and episodes 1 through 5 have now officially been submitted to official podcasting apps. We are on, right now you can search for us, we're on Apple Podcasts. If you put in GG Shop Talk, you will be able to find us. I think they are currently updating the episode list, so none of the episodes are actually visible, but the actual podcast itself is on there. We are getting added as we speak to... Okay. We are getting added
Paige
to...
is looking at me funny.
We're getting added to Google Podcasts as well. I think that's in progress right now. We're on Podbean, so you can search us from there. We should be on Spotify. We should be on Spotify now. We are on Apple Music as of the end of the day or tomorrow. And we should also be on TuneIn within the next couple of days. So, the podcast is... The podcast is official! So, if you can't catch us on the live stream, get on there, follow the podcast or subscribe to the podcast. It shouldn't cost any money, and you should be able to pick us up and listen to past episodes and listen to future episodes when they become live. Please, everyone, I would really appreciate if you guys can get on there and follow. It just shows me that,
Definitely.
you know, people are actually caring that we're doing this.
6 episodes in and people keep coming back.
Yeah, I know.
Why?
Why would you do this to yourselves? Okay, that's that. Good news, everyone. We are opening up on Saturdays. That's right. The centre did open up. I think it was whenever the last restrictions had been released.
Saturday.
But they hadn't given us any warning or notice or anything. So we had to do some arrangements. And we had to get things in place. But as of the 19th of June, we will be open on Saturdays. And the initial opening times will be from 10 till 2 or 3.
I'll be at Warhammer World that day.
We aren't opening up on Saturday. No, I would love to go to Warhammer World with you, Ian, but he never invited me. And I feel so betrayed.
I couldn't invite you because I was myself invited.
Okay, right. So, yes, Saturday 19th of June. We'll be opening up on Saturdays from 10 till 2 or 3. I still need to decide on the ending time. The full shop will be open for iRepairs and Griffin Gaming products. And if you are pre-ordering, you'll be able to pre-order from 10 o'clock that day. And if it is the official release day for that product, as in it's due to, you can actually go in store and buy it, you'll be able to come in at 10 a.m. and buy it at the point where it's available to everyone. So you'll probably actually get...
Although at 10 o'clock that day, everyone will be at home refreshing their browsers because that's Dominion pre-order.
On the first day, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. We always go live on that, by the way. It is 10 a.m. Okay, that is whenever pre-orders on a Saturday go live, it is 10 a.m. But what I do is I keep an eye on Games Workshop, and they are always 5 to 10 minutes early. Just a little tip there, guys. Whenever they go live, I go live. So you can actually get into our shop normally and buy on the pre-orders about 5 to 10. And on Dominion, you'll need to do that because there will be people waiting till 10 to purchase, not knowing that actually Games Workshop release will be earlier anyway. So, yeah.
Jay, yes, but you'd have to be here at 10 o'clock.
What was that? Sorry?
I was asking if you
Can
could
you
do
go
his
to the
pre-order
shop
from
and place my order for Dominion? It will take him longer. That will take you longer. Literally. If you came in here and at 10 o'clock in the morning you wanted to do your pre-order, you could do it.
Process it until after it goes live.
I'll be able to process it once it's live, yeah. But at the same time, you're relying on me inputting your information into the computer rather than your information being stored on your phone or computer that will automatically autofill, if you get what I mean. Do you go on seeing it, Ian? So it actually technically take you a little bit longer. No? And we're not reserving...
Matter of minutes, maybe?
Yeah, but that could be it.
Admittedly, yes, it could be the difference between you getting one and not getting one.
Yeah, so the What shall I say? It could well be the matter of minutes, and I've got a little bit of news on that in a bit, and we'll do that later on after the Q&A. But essentially, last year with Indomitus, we sold out in 20 minutes. We'll sell out sooner this year. I know we will.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that's opening up on Saturdays. That'll be every Saturday, apart from when we can't get enough staff for the Saturday. We will be planning to close, I think, on the 7th of August, or we'll be open but with a different member of staff. So, yeah, should be open from now on. Right, so that's that done. Right, let's go on to Q&A now. Let's see.
Yes.
Let's go to the Discord. We've got a couple in there. I know we have. So I'm going to read out Jay's question, and I'll read it out in full.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why he thought it won't be on. Right, not sure if the podcast will go ahead today, but question. Do you have in your plans to make an annual con or meeting so people across the UK and world could come and meet each other and play some games, etc.? Yes, we have that in the roadmap. It would have been lovely to arrange that for this year, and I'm not saying would have been lovely for the fact of COVID or anything like that. I mean, the season, I would say, for doing meetups is May to September, personally, because people tend to take more time off during that time, even though it would probably be a Saturday we do it anyway, but you get my point. People like to travel when it's warm.
On the plus side, the building that the shop is situated in has the facilities to handle a small-scale convention.
Yeah, we have conference rooms that are 600 foot. We have 3 of them.
Yeah.
And there's a massive hall.
Massive hall for it that we can have as a trade hall.
Yeah, so literally, yes, we will be holding some sort of meeting or con. We will probably be aiming to do it next year in 2022. Between, like I said, May and September, we will arrange. Actually, to be honest,
honestly, there's no point making any kind of plans for that at the moment.
Well, we'll start the plans for that probably.
Yeah.
October time, I would say.
You will have a much better idea of what we can and can't do next year. Then.
Well, to be honest, if COVID's still a thing next year, then we're just gonna have to live with it.
Well, it's gonna be a thing for years to come, whether or not it's an impactful thing anymore at that point. That's what we'll.
So yes, it should be good. We'll probably host a tournament. We might host just leisure games, painting sessions with Gus, and a few other people. We'll invite a bunch of streamers down. That's what I would plan to do. But like Studio J7, Greenhouse Creations. Nell, if she's UK based, I would send out
Wales.
Right, I'll send out the invite to the streamers, and if they want to come, that's awesome. We'll probably do like a keynote speech.
Harlow did used to do a regular sort of gaming convention every year called I think it was Warhammer Fest. It was actually called Warhammer Fest.
I bet that got I bet GW had that name taken away from it very soon.
Was it Games? It might have been Games Fest actually.
Oh, okay.
Thinking about Games Fest. So and that was held annually out of the old sports centre in Harlow I'm talking like 20 years ago. But
does that include YouTubers? If they're in the tabletop realm, then why not?
Yeah.
I don't know a huge amount of YouTubers, but we'll send out the invite.
See if we can get Valrak in or something.
But I'm just picking this out of my head right now, but I see things like an X-Wing table, Legion table, few tables for Age of Sigma, a few tables for thing. And you can book them up beforehand. You can there'll be food served. Literally, it'll be a pretty decent event, I would say. Yeah. It obviously will cost to come to the event because obviously it's going to cost us to host the event. But I think it'll be cool. Right. That's enough on that question. Let's go to the next one. What have we got here? Do you want to read this one out? Oh, no, you can't read this one up. It's a question directly for me.
Yeah.
If you knew... This is from Antiv. If you knew that Warhammer would be this popular, would you have started to sell it sooner? I guess the answer would be yes, but at the same time, we have only been able to expand our range so much because of its popularity and because of the actions I took during the first lockdown. By that, which I mean is we became hugely popular during the first lockdown because we were one of the only, we were one of a few gaming shops still trading.
Yeah.
Because I took all the stock home, and I just shipped it I just took it to the local Royal Mail post office, essentially. So if we'd started any sooner, we wouldn't have had the massive influx of new customers. Therefore, we wouldn't have thought the trade was going to be as good as it was.
I think it was a lightning in a bottle, right place, right time.
It really was.
Kind of situation.
It was like this had. Don't take this the wrong way, but the lockdowns, and I'm not saying the COVID, I'm saying the lockdowns have done us good.
Yeah.
COVID has done no one good.
Oh, no.
Apart from maybe politicians' best friends. But we won't get into that.
No.
But yeah, if I'd started selling sooner, actually, it might have actually flopped. That's where it comes down to. If it wasn't exactly as Ian said, that's right place, right time, we might have thought, nah, this isn't for us, and cancelled and sold all our stock.
Yeah. I mean, the main business at the beginning was, in large part, I discovered this place, like 5-minute walk from my house, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to tell everyone I know, kind of.
Yeah.
And that was probably a large part of your business early on.
Well, yeah, so definitely helped, definitely. Right, questions from the chat, please, guys. Get them in. I'm not sure if I've seen anyone right now. We're going to give you a couple of minutes. We'll chat about something quickly, but please get any questions you want to ask us. Ian, have you got anything that you have any news about, any rumours, any sort of things? I mean, how's you've recently done a few a giveaway the other night. You did was it a 3D printed model?
Yes. So on my channel, every time I hit my subscriber goal for the month, I'll give away a painted miniature to one of the people that helped me get to that goal. So if anybody wants to, this is watching down in Red Bull. Chug. Yeah, if anybody wants to help support my channel, you don't have to. Honestly, you don't have to. It's not me trying to fish for subs. It's more me doing something to thank the people that have.
Yeah, that's basically why I host the string giveaways and the big box giveaways. I give away more than I get in subs.
Yes.
Literally it. I haven't had a single payout.
Yeah. I wish I could afford to do that.
We're going to talk a little bit about Twitch right now, but have you had a payout yet?
I've had my first payout, yeah.
You've been going, what, month, 2 months longer than me?
3 months now. I'm in my 4th month, I think.
So you're basically, I'm in my 3rd month. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in my 3rd month.
End of March, I think I started, middle of March.
And I haven't had a payout. And I'm 3.5 times over the payout limit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's strange.
I know, right?
That's very strange, because they just processed it automatically. You might want to get onto about that.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Quick
I'm definitely giving out more than I'm getting in because I'm getting nothing in. Yeah. But anyway, right. So I don't believe there's any questions in the chat, so we'll carry on. Right. So sorry about the noise you just heard then, everyone. Right. We're going to go talk now a little bit about Age of Sigmar Dominion. Right. It will only be a short bit we're going to talk about now. But while we start that, I will start the giveaway for today's stream. It is a £10 gift card. It will only be active. Yeah, we're going to activate the giveaway for 10 minutes, and then after that, the stream will probably come to a natural conclusion. So everyone get ready on the chat. And for you podcast listeners out there, a massive benefit of getting into watching us live on a Wednesday from 12 is that you can enter into the giveaways if you're a subscriber. So there you go, everyone. Get in and start submitting. Right. So Dominion. We have a little bit of news from our trade rep. Everyone knows that the pre-order starts on the 19th. Yes, 19th of June.
Chills. Literal chills.
The Essex Hobbyist has just subscribed. Thank you so much. Oh, right, it's their resubscription.
Yes.
Thank you. Your second month. Thank you so much. Month 2. Right, so I'll keep getting interrupted. What am I trying to say here? Wait a minute. Hold on. Dominion, yes.
Trade rep.
Right. So, yes, our trade rep has basically revealed a little bit of information. He's not actually allowed to give us a lot of information until Monday is when we'll find out a lot more. But I asked him a very direct question. A question that everyone asks in chat. Have Games Workshop made enough boxes? He didn't answer specifically about Dominion, but he did give me a general answer, which means he ain't breaking his rules through not telling, and it means I can now tell everyone else. When they release a new edition, they also release starter boxes afterwards. Those starter boxes after the release of the new edition will be, as you can see from the 9th edition, Recruit, Elite and Command editions. They will be a slightly discounted value of the models that in the box than you would be if you bought them separately.
Yes.
But as with Indomitus, they did a 260% basically value added for when you buy the box, and it's expected that it will be relatively the same for Dominion. They purposely do not make, and this is from what he says, they purposely do not make enough for demand. Otherwise, there would be no point then releasing the starter boxes.
I'm going to say something a little controversial.
Go on then.
I actually agree with this.
I agree with it.
Yes.
And what's your reason? Probably the same as mine.
Yes, it is annoying when, as a consumer, you are put with this thing in front of you, say, look at this cool thing, and then you go, ooh, I want this cool thing. And then they go, nope, sorry, it's gone. It's a little annoying.
Yeah.
It's a bit frustrating. I get it. But it builds hype.
Yep, it certainly does.
It builds hype. It builds excitement. Even if people are talking about your product negatively, they are talking about your product. And if everyone's talking about that product, then people are going to hear about that product. Now, this whole thing popped up with Indomitus and people going, oh, well, all of these cool models and that you said that you were going to have, and then all of a sudden we can't buy them. Yes. But later on, you could. Every single model that was in Indomitus became available later on. Yes, it was more expensive, but you could get them.
Yeah.
The point was that nobody missed out on the models. They missed out on getting them cheaply, yes, but they didn't miss out on the models.
Yeah, so basically, it's essentially, the reason I agree with it is essentially the same thing. They are giving away, and it will be roughly the same, a 260% value added for you buying the box. So why should they just essentially throw their money away? I agree, Games Workshop can be a bit pricey, but at the same time, you are buying a lot of models for the new box, but they essentially, it is planned. So people shouldn't get annoyed at Games Workshop for doing something that's planned. What they could get annoyed at is the fact they don't tell people.
Yeah, that was Games Workshop's only mistake with Indomitus, was not telling people, oh, you'll be able to buy the models separately later. They didn't tell anybody that.
And not telling people that there is a limit. like literally, I don't think they'll say it's a limited release, as in it's not getting wider production, but they need to say it's a limited release, as in we haven't made enough. If they were up front,
If they were
this is the thing.
upfront about that,
This is GW's problem on everything, and everyone knows. Cursed City.
Curse City was just a massive cock up.
That is a male chicken. Yeah. Because we're classed as non-explicit in Apple, and we need to be careful. But yes, it was a male chicken. So that is the news from my trade rep, and he's basically said he's basically revealed what GW haven't revealed. He's said it, and he's nothing wrong with him saying it. GW will tell you this if you ask him directly, so there's nothing wrong with him saying. What I would say is, added to that, they are restricting what we can order. So I want, and this is, I'll tell everyone, I want 200 boxes. I've calculated what the profit would be. I'm a businessman. I want 200 boxes. I'm not going to get 200 boxes. If it goes anything close to what Curse City was, I'll get 15. And I think that's what they'll give me. I think they'll give me 15. On Indomitus, because a lot of shops were still closed when Indomitus released, I got 60, but I only asked for 60. This time around, I want 200. Now, the way they're going to do it is they're going to apply a formula. They're going to fulfill everyone's requests based upon what they are restricting everyone to first. So if every non-bulk seller, I'm classed as a non-bulk seller because I don't reach a certain threshold, will probably get 15, and then everyone will get 15, and then the bulk sellers will get like 100. And then once everyone's been fulfilled, they'll go, right, we've got X number of boxes left. These people wanted extra. Let's offer them 50% of what they wanted, basically. So my idea is I want 200, and and if I got 200, I'll be absolutely ecstatic. I'm not saying 200 because I'm planning to get less, but I feel that I might get 50 to 100 in total. But at the same time, I know that I could only possibly ever get guaranteed 15. So what I'm basically trying to say, everyone out there, is you really, if you want this box, I can't stress how important it will be to be online at 10. If you don't get paid, you need to beg, borrow. You need to get that, because it will not be available 10 minutes past 10.
Use your credit card. If you really want it that bad.
If you want to save, get that 260% off, that is pretty much the reason to do it. You get the 260% off. You can buy it all within 6 months to a year separately, and that could be fine. But if you want that 260% off, then you need to get into the...
Now, but basically when they did Indomitus as well, they did the reprint, the made to order.
They're not going to do that this time.
They won't do that this time. They did that because they caved to so many people pressuring them, because they didn't tell anybody. But there's another box coming later on that's got some of the same models in.
Oh, you mean like Command?
Yeah. So, and because of that, because they then basically caved and did the made to order run of it, I can imagine that sales of the Command Edition box actually suffered, because people that would have bought that already had all the models from Indomitus.
And this is the reason why they will not be doing a reprint. So don't expect it.
These sets are not for people to get into the hobby. These are collector's sets for loyal fans to get something a little bit earlier. To get people into the hobby. The main box game that comes later with a lot of the same models in it, that's your entry point for people. These big boxes are not it.
Right. So we will put a line under that. But what I would say is, I'm being upfront here, everyone. This is an extremely limited edition. We will not be giving away any discount on this. If you are expecting our usual 20 to 21% discount, sadly it won't happen. If there's a website out there that does it, I'll be quite blunt here. They're stupid. But if there's a website out there that does it, I will not feel any sort of loyalty or as in I won't feel like people have betrayed me by going elsewhere or anything like that. No. If there's a website out there that's selling it for discount, go buy it from that website. Seriously.
They won't have it for very long.
No.
Put it that way.
But it will be whatever the retail price is, that'll be the price we sell it, because we will sell it out in 10 minutes. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, even at full price, they will go. They'll be gone.
Thing is, scalpers are snatching them all up. I need to actually look into limiting the release. I will be limiting, if I can, I'll be limiting it to 2 boxes per person. And I'm trying to get it down to per person and not per order, because then you could just order twice, which is what you can do on GW. I think GW are limiting it to 3, or there'll be 2 or 3.
It's very difficult though to.
But you can have 2 browsers open, like Google Chrome and Safari, and just purchase at the same time on Google.
But then you can just create another account and order a couple more.
Yeah, but creating an account is a whole other kettle of fish. You need to have a whole email address, phone number has to be different.
A lot of these scalpers and that, they literally have like 10 accounts on.
That's fine. Yeah, that's a fair point. But we'll be limiting it. GW will be 1 per person. People use multiple accounts. Yeah. Okay. Right. So that is that, guys. I think the giveaway has finished. Let's do the draw. We have Antiv, Sinkmaster, Black Sheep, Thomas, Bertie Best, Buzz and Jans, Wolfbane, Sec, Jade, the Essex Hobbyist, Redscope Minis, and a Small Town Geek. If a Small Town Geek wins again, he's a jammy person, because he won last night.
Deep Fried Johnny as well. And it'll be his 4th time.
Oh, jeez. A Small Town Geek.
Oh no, Deep Fried Johnny missed it. You've had enough.
A Small Town Geek. I hope you received your gift card either last night or this morning. Right, let's do this winner. Good luck, everyone. The winner is the Essex Hobbyist.
Hey!
Well done, the Essex Hobbyist. We will get that gift card out to you in the next half an hour or so. If you haven't, or I'm not sure if he's ordered from us before, but please click on my name in the chat there and click Whisper and send us your name, address. Yes, we'll need your name, address, email, and phone number. Awesome, well done. Right, that's all from me today. Ian, have you got anything to add?
No, I think we've pretty much covered.
I have got one thing.
Oh, yeah.
Next week, why don't we try a guest?
Ooh.
Right. Please,
I like that idea.
everyone, if you feel that you want to appear on our stream, please let us know in the 4 Griffin Discord chat and tell us who you are, why you want to be on, and what you'd like to talk about. Those 3 things, do that, and you may appear in the chat next week. I'll also put this invite out to some streamers as well, so if they want to get involved.
I think there was one more question that actually popped up in
right.
in the Discord.
Let's have a look. Right, no, that's for next week.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, right. That is all I have for everyone today. Thank you so much for joining us. We are Griffin Gaming, and this is Gus the Hutt. Thank you for coming along to Shop Talk. The next Shop Talk is next Wednesday, starting hopefully around about 12. And my next stream is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Thank you, everyone. Have a brilliant day.
And I'll be streaming in about an hour.
All right, okay. Have a brilliant day. I'm going to quickly... I forgot I have to do a raid. There's no point just giving people... not giving people... Oh, my God, what am I saying today? Right. Let's raid. I'm just going to raid anyone. Nell.
Yeah.
Let's go over to Nell.
Looks like she's got a new setup as well.
Ooh. Right, let's get this sorted.
Have you finished?
Not yet.
Are you still talking?
Yes, we're still live. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said not yet.
Say hey, Paige.
No.
She loves it, really.